Good evening. My name is Olivia Neil, and I am a senior cross-country and track runner and FCA huddle leader at Wapahani High School. Tonight, I want to encourage you that the time is now to step out of your comfort zone and into God's calling for your life. As you can see, I have a chair with me on stage. This chair is going to represent the foundation of our faith. When I stand on the chair, I have to trust that it's going to hold me, that it's not going to break. In the same way, we have to trust that when we stand on the foundation of our faith, that God has our back. One example from the Bible of someone who stepped out of their comfort zone is Gideon. Gideon lived in a time where his country had been invaded by foreigners. Now, Gideon was a farmer, not a warrior, but he stepped out of his comfort zone to lead an army. So tonight, all of you standing on the gym floor are going to represent the 32,000 that Gideon started out with in his army. That's a lot of people. Probably enough to defeat a trained army, right? Well, God decided that it was too many. So, if from the speaker over, if you all would sit down for me. Thank you. So the rest of you that are left are going to represent the 22,000 that stayed when Gideon sent men home that were scared. That's still a lot of people, probably still enough to defeat an army, but again, God had a different plan. So now if from this speaker over that way will sit down for me. So that's a lot less people. So the ones over here that are still standing are going to represent the 300 that Gideon had left at the end. So Gideon went from 32,000 to 22,000 to 300 people. Because Gideon stood on the foundation of his faith and he stepped out of his comfort zone into God's calling, God was able to use him for amazing things. You all can sit down. Thank you. A personal example of when I stepped out of my comfort zone was this past summer when I went to the Dominican Republic. When I first planned the trip, I had no idea who I was going with, and I was going to a country that the main language was Spanish. Now, I have 6 college credits in Spanish, but I still only know how to say hola and count to 10 like I learned from Dora. Because I stood on the foundation of my faith and I stepped out of my comfort zone, I was able to share the love of Jesus, and I also made some really awesome new friends. So tonight, if you feel that God is pushing you out of your comfort zone to step into his calling for your life, the time is now. The time is now to go share your faith with someone. The time is now to go sit with that person at lunch that you don't normally sit with. Someone once told me that the most radical thing you can do is talk to someone that you don't normally talk to. But most importantly, if you have never given your life to Jesus, the time is now. The time is now to stand on the foundation of your faith, to let the Lord guide you and help you build that foundation. The Lord wants each and every one of you to know that he does not give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. The time is now.